Why are we here today? Why do I have to cast my vote? It is because a group of citizens, including the members of the House of Representatives, exercised the right to impeach an impeachable officer. Under the Constitution, there are two ways to file a verified complaint for impeachment. Article 11, Section 3.2 by any member of the House of Representatives or by any citizen. And Article 11, Section 3.4 by one-third of all members of the House of Representatives upon a verified complaint or resolution. There were 4 impeachment complaints filed. December 2, December 4, the third on December 19th, and the 4th complaint was endorsed by 215 members of the House on February 5, the last day. On February 18, 2025, Vice President Sara Duterte filed a case with the Supreme Court to question procedural and substantive due process. Her arguments: the House of Representatives circumvented the constitutional 1-year ban rule on initiating impeachment proceedings. I won't go into the details, Mr. President, but I will submit my full speech into the record. Vice President Sara's prayer was for the Supreme Court to issue a TRO as well as a writ of preliminary injunction to enjoin all respondents from proceeding with the impeachment trial. After proper proceedings, issue a final injunction, nullify and set aside the 4th impeachment complaint, declare the 1-year bar to be applicable from the filing of the 1st impeachment complaint, declare the 4th impeachment complaint to be violative of the 1-year bar under Section 3.5, Article 11 of the Constitution. Sa madaling salita, ang prayer po ni Vice President Duterte ay pigilan ang impeachment proceedings dito sa Senado. In the comments of the HOR, they argued the complaint is not barred for the following reasons. None of the first 3 impeachment complaints were referred to the House Committee on Justice, which effectively ended the initiation process. And 2, Petitioner Duterte is stopped from questioning the freezing of the first 3 impeachment complaints for not immediately assailing it. Ano naman ang sinabi ng Supreme Court? The Supreme Court said the articles of impeachment transmitted by the HOR to the Senate based on the 4th impeachment complaint is barred by the 1-year rule under Article 11, Section 3.5. It is also constitutionally infirm and therefore null and void ab initio. Ang ibig pong sabihin, hindi na dapat ituloy pa ang impeachment proceeding na ito dahil ang impeachment complaint na isinumite ay labag sa 1-year bar rule na nakasaad sa Constitution. Ang probisyong ito ay naglalagay ng limitasyon na isang impeachment complaint lamang ang maaaring maisulong sa loob ng 1 taon. Dahil sa paglabag na ito, ang impeachment complaint na ito ay itinuturing na labag sa konstitusyon at walang bisa mula sa simula o tinatawag na null and void ab initio. Mahaba po yung diskusyon ng Supreme Court dyan. Makikita ho yan dun sa kaso. Dun na lang ho sa isusumiti ko. Mababasa po doon yung ine-emphasize ko na provisions. So in final, sabi ng Supreme Court, the Senate did not acquire jurisdiction to constitute itself as an impeachment court. And this decision is immediately executory. Ano ho ba ang ibig sabihin ng immediately executory? Ibig sabihin po nito na notwithstanding the filing of a motion for reconsideration by the House, the Supreme Court's decision is immediately executory, such that the MR will not stay the decision. Katulad po ng sinabi ko kanina, dun sa press briefing ng Supreme Court, after mag-file ng motion for reconsideration ang House of Representatives, inulit pa rin ng Supreme Court na immediately executory po ito. Ano ba talaga ang karapatan ng Supreme Court na makialam dito sa impeachment case na ito? Well, ito po yung tinatawag na judicial powers ng Supreme Court. The Constitution expressly grants judicial power to our Supreme Court. Article 8, Section 1 of the Constitution provides that judicial power includes the determination of whether or not there has been a grave abuse of discretion amounting to lack or excess of jurisdiction on the part of any branch or instrumentality of government. Sinabi po dito, any branch, kasama po dyan ang Senado. Pwedeng sabihin ng Supreme Court na may grave abuse ang Senado. Pwedeng sabihin yon. Pwede niya ring sabihin sa House yon. Pwede niyang sabihin sa kahit anong branch of government. Yan po ang nakasulat sa ating Constitution. In Francisco versus House of Representatives, the Supreme Court ruled that and the judiciary in turn, with the Supreme Court as the final arbiter, effectively checks the other departments in the exercise of its power to determine the law, and hence to declare executive and legislative acts void if violative of the Constitution. So sinabi talaga dito, possible na ang Executive Act, ang Legislative Act ay maging void. In case of conflict, the Judicial Department is the only constitutional organ which can be called upon to determine the proper allocation of powers between the several departments and among the integral or constituent units thereof. The House of Representatives urged the Supreme Court to exercise judicial restraint. Sabi ng House, hinay-hinay lang, Supreme Court, so that you can avoid encroaching upon the powers of the legislature and violating the principle of separation of powers. However, the Supreme Court in Duterte versus HREP held that there is a clear and demonstrable textual commitment in the Constitution for the court to act on any grave abuse of discretion of any branch or instrumentality of government. This includes the House of Representatives or the Senate in their exercise of their prerogatives with respect to the process of impeachment. Grave abuse of discretion from the provision does not mean actions without jurisdiction. It includes acts which originally may have been within their discretion, but subsequently the subject of a violation of a constitutional right. This is what is meant by excess of jurisdiction. This court does not decide whether and when to initiate a case of impeachment. However, the court has the power to decide how the provisions which limit the exercise are to be interpreted. On due process, numerous Supreme Court decisions expound on procedural due process in various contexts. These cases underscore the Supreme Court's enduring commitment to uphold procedural due process as a safeguard against arbitrary government action. Bakit pumasok itong issue na due process? Kasi sinabi ng Supreme Court, hindi naman nagkaroon ng pagkakataon ang Vice President na makita ang complaint sa kanya, hindi rin nakita ang mga ebidensya. Due process exists kahit saan daw pong parte ng paggogobyerno natin. Based on the decision, in order to proceed with the impeachment proceedings, the House prosecutors must show not only a valid ground thereof, but also that procedural due process has properly been observed. As this safeguards individuals from the arbitrary exercise of government power by requiring adherence to fair procedures. As such, when there is a violation of due process as enshrined under the Constitution, the case must be dismissed. Kailangan ba ng Senado sumunod sa Korte Suprema? Sinabi ko po at uulitin ko na ang sabi ng Korte Suprema, void ab initio nga po ang kaso. Walang bisa. In Latin, void ab initio means void from the beginning. Sa umpisa pa lang, void. It indicates that something was never valid or legally effective from its inception, rather than becoming invalid at a later point in time. So sa umpisa pa lang, invalid. Hindi siya naging invalid later on, invalid siya sa umpisa pa lang. Absolutely non-existence from the very beginning. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng ab initio. Null and void. It produces no rights, imposes no duties, and affords no protection. It has no legal effect. It is, in legal contemplation, inoperative, as if it has not been passed. As such, it cannot justify an official act taken under it. Yun po ang basihan ng aking desisyon. It cannot justify an official act taken under it. Hindi ho pwede nating pasukin. Gustuhin man natin alamin. Kapareho ho ako ng napakaraming kababayan natin na gusto nating alamin kung ano ba ang mga issue na to. Pero sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi ho natin pwedeng gawin yon. We have to follow the rules. At idadagdag ko na ang sinabi nga ng Supreme Court ay ito ay immediately executory. Again, the decision stated the Senate did not acquire jurisdiction to convene itself as an impeachment court. As such, there is no constitutional authority to even convene as an impeachment court. I am a member of the Senate and I am a lawyer. I am bound by my solemn oath. Nag-oath po tayo last week lang. Ang sabi dun sa oath, I will well and faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties of my position. Ginusto ko ba to? Do I want to be a judge here? Hindi po. Nung nag-aral po ako ng law, sabi ko, Lord, wag niyo akong gawing judge. I hate being a judge. Malambot po ang puso ko. Kung pwede, lahat innocent. Yun ho ang gagawin ko. Kasi napakahirap humusga ng ibang tao. But this is my solemn duty. It is my duty. I took an oath. And therefore, gustuhin ko man o hindi, I have to make a decision. And binabase ko ang aking desisyon kung ano ang sinabi ng Supreme Court. Yun naman po aming lawyer's oath. I do solemnly swear that I accept the honor, the privilege, duty, and responsibility of practicing law in the Philippines as an officer of the court in the interest of our people. I declare fealty to the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines. Idudugtong ko yung oath na yon dun sa sinabi ng Supreme Court na kailangan sundin ang Constitution. At siya ho ang magpapaliwanag kung paano i-interpret ang Constitution. My duty as a senator and as a lawyer is to be guided by evidence, by the rule of law, and by the principles enshrined in our Constitution. For these reasons, Mr. President, I cast my vote as yes. Thank you.